Good day everyone, welcome to the next session of our web development class. In this video, we'll be moving to React. We'll be starting our React journey in this video. So before we move on, what is React? React is a JavaScript library. As you all know, React is just like a library under our JavaScript. It's a JavaScript library for building user interface, especially single page applications. It allows developers to create UI components and manage the state of an application efficiently. So what does React do? React is just like a library under JavaScript that makes developers to build user interface, single page applications, and allows reusable of UI components. You can reuse your code, you can reuse your components in anywhere in your page, anywhere in your React app, as far you want to make use of a component. Okay, let me give an instance. An instance whereby if we are trying to make use of our normal HTML and CSS and you are creating a page, your website is navigating page to page and you are trying to create a navbar component. So after creating the navbar for the landing page and you want to create for the contact or about section or about page, you still have to create another component of that same navbar again, then implementing it to your to your about page. But in this case, in your React app, we don't need that. The only thing you just have to do is create every component, create every data you want to create as a component. Then you have access to it in any way you want to use them. So that's our React. So we have key features of React. What are the key features under React? It is okay, and React is managed by Facebook. React is managed by Facebook. So what are the key features of React? We have number one, we have component based architecture. So UI is broken down. UI is broken down into reusable components. Two, we have the virtual DOM. React updates only the change part of the UI, making it fast. Three, we have declarative UI. Developers describe how the UI should look and React handles updates. We have the fourth, state management. React uses the state and use effect hooks for handling state and side effects. We have the unidirectional data flow. Data flows in a single direction, making our debugging very easy to do. So our React flows from the top in a single direction, async function. Those are like our async function, taking the data from the top then downwards. So that's how our React works. So it is even easier to debug. So if you are having an error from the top, it won't load till you solve the error you are having at the top, then move to the next page. So it is easy to debug, and it makes use of JX syntax. React allows writing HTML like syntax inside JavaScript. So now React allows us to write our HTML like syntax inside JavaScript. So now we are writing our HTML codes now in a JavaScript format. That's what we will be doing with React. And we have React hooks, function like use state, use effect, use ref, use reference, and so on, allowing using state and life cycles features in functional components. Now, why use React? React is fast and efficient. It allows us to make use of reusable components, strong community support, many third-party libraries and tools. That's you can have access to many strong parties libraries and tools. That's what React does. You can use more tools on React depending on how you can use it. We have the SEO friendly. With Next.js, React app can be optimized for search engines. So that's about our React. So now we'll be starting on how to create our React app. So now, right before, I've advised all of us to install our node. I've advised all of us to install our node. So now in our node also has a installation package called npm. So how do we install our React? We will do Ctrl J. So for those of you that have not installed your node, go to the browser, search for node. You search for node, then you come to this place. Then you download node. Then after downloading, you install it. I have it installed on my system already. So you install it. Then after installing it, you come down to your VS Code. So can you see we are having our terminal. What are we seeing in our terminal? We are seeing a navigation links of what? User, then users, then user. Now we want to navigate to our desktop site. Then you do something like cd, a command prompt of cd. Cd means change direction. cd then desktop. We want to navigate on there. So it should take us to our browser. Okay, it won't take us to our browser yet. So now just copy this. This will be our local. We are using localhost, so it automatically has given us a localhost. Then you do copy this, you paste it on your URL site. But if you don't want to do that, just click on O, then enter. So O automatically takes you to your browser. Loading. So now this is our React app. So automatically we know that our React is what? Our React is ready. So whenever you click on this, can you see the count is increasing by what? By 1. So in this case, they make use of, just like our JavaScript, they make use of what? +1. So whenever you click on that button, 1 is adding. So now let's continue. Let's go back to our page. Now let's navigate through their page. So in this place, this is the node modules. You don't have any problem with this. We have this public. This public is a place where we store a public file. Where we store public file. We have the SRC. This SRC contains where our assets are being stored. Assets, just like our images and so on and so forth. And we have what's it called? Where we can create our components. This Java, our React app.css. They are app.jxs. I will explain the meaning of the JSS later. Then we have the index.css. We have the main.jss. So in this case, so now we have this git ignore to ignore anything going to the git. Every other thing going to the git, it will ignore it. We have this config.js. We have this config.js just to configure our React. We have this index.html. Now I will show you how it works now. So can you see it? This is our normal HTML syntax. Can you see? So within this place, within our body, they created a div. Can you see? And they give the div ID of what? ID of root. And in this place, they created the script. And they put the script. This is the script main.jxs. So automatically, this is what they link to our what? Our index.html. So now they did what? They get element by ID, create root, then get document dot what? Get element by ID. Create root is a method, and within it they get element by ID. Which element are they getting by ID? Root. So now everything we are creating within we will be creating within this place now is embedded into this place. Now it's coming within this div. Within this div here. Now this div is the one taking everything. So now our main.js now is taking what? It's taking app. Can you see it? Street mode. this is like a library, also a library, or a library from React. Street mode, then what's this? They embedded our app into it. So what does this app does? This app is the one now you'll be linking everything you'll be creating within your React. You'll be linking everything, just like, okay, everything we are seeing on that browser now. Can you see it? React, this is the React, this thing, there is the picture, this is the logo, this is the logo. So can you see it? Right plus the React. So everything you are seeing here within our app.js is on the screen here. This button here now, this is the button, this is the button, set count plus 1. So this is the button, so that's the button. So now it is very simple to use. Our React is what? Very simple to use. So this is how to create our React app. So now moving on, we have something called JXS. Can you see? They are having extension of .gss and .css. It is our normal CSS, which is what? Cascading style sheet. But JSS, JavaScript XML, that's the meaning of JSS. JavaScript XML in React. JSS is a syntax extension. A syntax extension that allows you to write HTML-like codes inside JavaScript. It makes React components easier to read and write. Just like this now, this is an example of a JavaScript. Okay, this is an example of a JavaScript, but we are writing our what? We are writing our HTML. You know, we are not using .html here. We are using our JavaScript extension, but a JavaScript extension. So in this JavaScript extension here now, we are creating our what? We are creating our divs, our HTML tags within this place, within a JavaScript extension. That's what they mean, like it is a JavaScript, it is a syntax extension that allows you to write HTML-like code inside JavaScript. So HTML-like codes, our div, anchor tags, it can take every tags we are using within our HTML without having any issue. So now this is it. This is our HTML, and this is how to create our what? Our HTML. So we have components. We have React components. We have two types of React components. Okay, we have functional based components using the normal function. Can you see this is an example of a function based component. We have this function based component, and we have class based component. It is an older approach and a very older approach way of writing React. But the new syntax we are using now is what? Functional based component. We are writing a function based component React now, it's not a class component. We are writing a what? Functional component React. A functional component. That's what I was trying to explain to us when we were starting our JavaScript, that when we get to React, when we get to function, take your function very serious, because everything you'll be doing within your React are functional based components. You are creating a function, then after creating a function, everything you want to do with your React. So now that's that about our React. So now we'll be moving on to, so this is where we will be stopping for this class. So in our next class, we'll be moving on to how to pass data with props and difference between functional components and class components, and we'll be doing some little examples. Thank you. See you in our next videos.